Black holes, the universe's ultimate mystery. These are objects so dense that not even light can escape their gravitational pull. Falling into one is a one-way trip, but have you ever wondered what actually happens if you were to cross that threshold? The conventional wisdom is that you'd encounter darkness and utter silence, followed by oblivion. But the truth is far stranger than that. The process of falling into a black hole is known as spaghettification, and it involves forces so intense they would literally stretch your body into a strand thinner than a human hair. If you're interested in learning more about this dangerous cosmic phenomenon, then keep watching. Here's what would happen if you fell into a black hole. First, let's start with the basics. A black hole is a region in space from which nothing can escape once it crosses a certain boundary known as the event horizon. This doesn't mean that you'll be met with a physical wall, however. In fact, the event horizon isn't even a physical thing at all. It's more like an invisible boundary in space-time itself. To give you an idea of how strong the gravitational pull is at this point, let me tell you that the escape velocity at the event horizon is faster than the speed of light. That means if you were to reach the event horizon, you wouldn't be able to turn back. You could only move forward towards the singularity at the center of the black hole. But before reaching that point, you would experience something called tidal forces. Basically, as you approach the black hole, the gravitational pull on your feet would be much stronger than the pull on your upper body. This differential force would begin to stretch you out vertically. The closer you get to the black hole, the greater the tidal force. And at the same time, the gravitational pull on your hips would be greater than the pull on your upper body, stretching you horizontally as well. You can imagine this force as being similar to the one that pulls on the ocean during high tide. But while the tides on Earth are relatively gentle, the tides near a black hole are thousands, if not millions, times greater. This differential force would tear your body apart atom by atom and stretch you out into a long, thin strand, kind of like spaghetti, hence the term spaghettification. To give you an idea of just how extreme these forces are, consider the following. If you were to fall into a black hole with a mass 10 times larger than our sun, you would be utterly crushed to a pancake-like shape. Then if you were to fall into a black hole with a mass 1 million times larger than our sun, you would be stretched to a length of over 12 miles before being torn apart. Needless to say, survival would be impossible. At this point, you might be wondering, if you were approaching the black hole head-on, wouldn't you be met with a huge gravitational force that would simply crush you? And that's a good question. But the answer lies in the fact that the gravitational force depends on the mass of the black hole and the distance from it. Black holes are incredibly dense, meaning that their mass is concentrated in a very small space. This means that the gravitational force close to the event horizon is incredibly strong, but only in one direction, towards the black hole. In the opposite direction, the force is much weaker. This is why you would be stretched rather than crushed. But what happens after you've been stretched out by the tidal forces? Eventually, you would reach the center of the black hole known as the singularity. This is a point of infinite density where the laws of physics as we know them break down. We don't know exactly what happens at the singularity, but we do know that it's the end of the road. So there you have it. That's what would happen if you fell into a black hole. Would you survive the journey? Probably not. But at least you would have a view like this before it all happened. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and we'll see you next time.